just so I don't get stoned, this is a really crappy drill, guys, so there's no issue with me welding with that. So we've got this control rod assembly off Lord Mark's dozer. Everything's got quite a lot of play in it. Like this has been welded up. The shaft has pretty much had it. The lever assembly has got quite a bit of play in it. I can't show you on camera, but there's a bit of play in it. The shaft could be the main shaft as well is fairly bent, so yeah, I need to probably start by maybe making these two pits. What I'm doing is, this groove here, I've got a tool to turn it, or roughly turn it, but what I'm going to do is roughly measure centre from the end there. I've turned from there to that step is 120mm. I've got a centre drill in the hole at the moment, so I don't want to mess the end up. But I've centred my top slide, and now I'm just measuring from there to there. And I know my 0 is on the end where it needs to be. So now with that, I need to measure over about 12mm roughly, which will put me wherever it will be over there. So I'll just convert that quickly because this is imperial. I'll move it over. So this groove here, I used a 6mm tool. This is an 8mm bolt. So all I've done is I centered it on the 6mm tool. And I just used a file to file out the last little bit there, and so I've just offered the bolt up. Bolt fits nicely in the groove. Job's a good one. So I've done the replacement shaft for the actuator. There is a centre already in there. I'm just going to now drill out as large as I can and then bore out this until this pretty much comes off. And then I'll just clean all the grinding stuff off later on. But then I can weld it straight to this and that will complete that. So what I've done is, as you can probably see, it's not the nicest, but I've bored it out, drilled it out, bored it out with a boring bar until it's now the size of the shaft, or thereabout. I don't want to damage my bar, so I've stopped, but you can see it's just started to cut through there. It's also just started to cut through on the end here. So now I can take it out and I can just very carefully, all I need to do is probably give that a whack and that will come off of there then. All I did to finish this off was just take a left-handed turning tool It cleaned all the weld off the side here, and then it's basically just parted it off, and you can see how thin I bored it out to, because now it fits. And then this also fits perfectly on there. So it's just ready to weld it up. I'll clean it up and weld this back on now. The pinch bolt is, I can't obviously put it together, but the pinch bolt's in, that fits in, and it clamps up nicely now. So I'm just going to weld this end to this little tab here. I haven't been looking forward to welding this one up because it took so long to do. So what I'm going to do is weld this edge first. I'm going to spin it round and hope that, I might let it cool down, spin it round and hope that it doesn't distort, or try and pull it away. To weld the other side, and then I'll carefully weld around that side, I think, or I'll check how it was, but I'll probably weld that side. Don't think I'll touch that side though. And then that'll be done then. Just so I don't get stoned, this is a really crappy drill, guys, so there's no issue with me welding with it. I certainly wouldn't use anything nice that I have. So this is all done. It very slightly looks like it's belled out there, but I'll clamp it together. I only welded that side, I'm not welding that side. But yeah, you know what you say. Welders only as good as their grinder, aren't they? But yeah, I'm gonna go and just clamp that up in a minute, and that's the welding done for all these little bits. So this new bar on the left is the, both bars. The bars are the actuator for the blade on the dozer. The one on the right is very bent, and it looks horrendous. So I've got a new bar. I'm going to weld some bolts on the end of it, blend them in with the grinder, similar to how that is. So both of those bolts are welded on now, which is similar to that. Probably just have to clean the threads up with a die, but that'll be okay, and I just need to grind them so they're nice and round and clean. So finally, this is all done now for Lord Muck. We've got the new actuator which goes onto the pump. That's the new space that goes through the sort of casing into the oil tank. No play in that, or like no interference. This is the old one, which you can see wibbly wobbly. So that's good. We've got new clevises. These are metric clevises, whereas the old Imperial, which was quite nice, I managed to drill out the holes just very slightly, so they're quite a nice fit with next to no play. Well, no real play in them. Yeah, it's really good. So I also did that long bar as well, but I can't show you that. So as usual, I'm pleased with how it's come out. It's taken a little bit longer than I'd hoped, and this video has been a bit more long-winded than I hoped. Unfortunately, I knocked some water over on my laptop about a month ago, so I had to sort that out, and obviously because of that I then couldn't post another video, so I've been waiting to get it back. I've got it back now, and then hopefully, in case some of you hadn't noticed, I was trying to keep videos to a 1 month sort of schedule at the end of every month or the start of the next month. So yeah, we should hopefully be now back on track. I've got a couple of other videos in the line, so you'll see some snippets of that at the end of this one. But anyway, until then, take care. And I think I'm ready to just basically strip it apart, rebuild it. But yeah, I'm not going to show you to the left of the camera because there's a lot of junk pushed to the side. Like other projects and that, but you know what they say, thou shalt start new project before finishing ye oldie project, something like that. Anyway, we're close.